recorded live in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Trivial Warfare. More than just a pub quiz, Trivial Warfare is your gateway to a worldwide trivia community. Join your hosts, Jonathan.
We just described Ric Flair as Neanderthal Man and Planet of the Apes.
Chris.
Yo, we going down to Sesame Street.
That's your impression of hardcore rap?
Carmela.
That would irritate the hell out. I'm like, I just want my groceries. My ice cream is melting.
Ben.
4 halogens in that list. Oh my God.
You were like, it's not the halogens. I'm like, no, Ben, no.
Those damn halogens got me again.
And the rest of the Trivial Warfare Army for another week of fun and games. Now here's your host, Jonathan Oakes.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Trivial Warfare. We are the podcast that takes the pub quiz out of the pub and brings it home to you. My name is Jonathan, and I am here today with Chris Hollister. Hello, Chris.
Jonathan, it is good to be back on, sir.
Man, I miss you, dude. I thought you were going to be here today. I'm so sad. Yeah. Well, I've been telling people for weeks that we were all going to be back in studio this week.
This was a misunderstanding on my end. My apologies. I thought I told you because I just got back in town a couple weeks ago, or about a week or so ago, and I was just gonna kind of chill out, make sure that no cooties got to me while I was on the road, and then I was going to come back, but that was on me. My apologies. But next time I record, I will give you the old bear hug like we've done in the past that you hate so much.
I don't need a bear hug. I don't want. Honestly, maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. Maybe we just stay remote. So, Chris, we have some.
You can't stop it, you big baby bear.
Oh, we got some. Well, there's a show title right there. We have some great guests today, Chris. Derick Schroeppel is with us today. Hey, Derick.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, you're rocking the professor glasses right now. I haven't seen this look before, I don't think.
I was going to ask, what's up with the old man glasses? You got them on the edge of your nose and the whole bit.
Since I'm going to be reading my phone a lot today to check messages for the show, I have to use readers because my eyes just aren't what they used to. Thanks, diabetes.
Diabetes.
That's right.
But yeah, it's great to be here and happy to be involved. And I hope you go down today, Chris.
Absolutely.
I think this is the first time that you and I have been on the show where it's not wrestling related.
That's very true.
So yes, or I've not been on your show, I should say either. So, but that's pretty cool.
Well, if Chris goes down, that means I go down too, and those are fighting words.
Speaking of fighting words, that is Harvey Silikovitz. Hey, Harvey, how you doing today?
I'm pretty good. My appearance on this program last year was a highlight in what was otherwise a very bleak year for so many of us. I had a complete blast, and I'm looking forward to having another fun time today.
Outstanding. I'm glad you are here. Justin Wentz is with us today. Hey, Justin.
Hey, what's up, Jonathan? How are you doing, my man?
Doing great. Glad to see you, quote unquote, he said to the person who he cannot see.
My apologies.
All right. And
Xfinity and I have a grudge match.
Absolutely. Don't we all? And Kellie McClure is with us today. Hey, Kellie.
Hey, morning, guys. How are you?
Good morning. We are fantastic. So I want to get to know everybody a lot better, and we're going to start with Derick. Derick, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
I am from Memphis, Tennessee. I am a non-Windows system administrator for Optum. It is under the United Healthcare umbrella. And here's something interesting. I am on my first watch through of Friends.
Oh,
wow.
Interesting. All right.
My wife is a huge Friends fan, and we made this deal where she watched one of my dumb shows, and I watch a lot of dumb shows, and she's like, okay, but you got to watch Friends. I'm like, okay, fine. And it's actually not as bad as I would have perceived it to be. I'm not a big fan of funny ha-ha sitcoms.
You like the sitcoms that are not funny or ha-ha?
I take the Andy Kaufman approach when it comes to sitcoms. They're all dumb jokes and canned laughter, and the people in that laughter are dead. Those are dead people.
Oh my God!
Wow! Holy cow! How do you really feel?
Wait, Derick, I want to know what you had the wife watch in return. What was your payment?
WrestleMania 3.
Actually, I think it was Freaks and Geeks. I got her to watch Freaks and Geeks with the promise that
you didn't have to beg hard. She loved it.
Everyone loves Freaks and Geeks. It's the true version of high school for a lot of people, and it's one of my all-time favorite shows.
All right. Well, we're glad you're here, Derick. Harvey, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
I live in New York City. I work as an attorney. I've done karaoke on 6 continents, and I have a trip to Antarctica, the 7th continent, booked for the end of this year.
Are you going to McMurdo Station? Are you going to do karaoke at McMurdo?
No.
Oh.
I'm probably going to have to do it on the cruise ship.
Yeah.
Because I talked to the company, and I wanted to bring a little karaoke machine on shore with me.
Yeah.
When you take one of those Zodiacs. But there are noise regulations because they don't want people disturbing the penguins. I'm serious.
I believe.
I get it. I totally understand. I was thinking also
the ice shelf.
Slides.
Yes, I was imagining Harvey belting out "Don't Stop Believin'," and all of a sudden, an ice sheet cracks off and slides into the sea.
Yes.
I don't think my voice could do that, but it's all about protecting the penguins.
Fair enough.
And yes, McMurdo Station has a bar with karaoke, but getting to a place like that, which is far from where the cruise ships go to, would be super expensive and complicated.
Hey, if you do it on a cruise ship in Antarctic waters, I say that counts.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're glad you're here. Justin, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
All right. I am Justin Wentz. I'm from Fernandina Beach, Florida, just a little bit north of Jonathan and Chris in Jacksonville. And Emily and I run a trivia company up here in Fernandina. We obviously, like every trivia company, have gone through some rough patches in the last year because of shutdowns and things. But we are thankfully starting to open up and getting that process going. So that is, at this moment, still our occupation. So
awesome. And Justin, you need to send me a message and let me know when some of your shows are, because I'll drive up to Fernandina for that. That would be fun. That would be fun.
Absolutely. And I feel bad. I meant to get back in touch with you, Jonathan. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. And you were mentioning possibility of coming up here earlier in May, and we missed each other, obviously. So I know Stuart Everett has been up to some of our shows before.
Yeah, it was a shame. Here. Stuart and Sam both, we all got together, and Shannon. So we had a great time playing trivia earlier. We wanted to do your show, but we couldn't get together.
Okay, well, my apologies. It's been I won't go into my personal life.
No, sir.
But it's been crazy.
Man, I hear you.
Little something fun about me. I actually used you, Harvey, last time I was on. I swear, I think this is the most nerve-wracking question I ever get is when I come on here and they ask something interesting, because I'm like, I am boring. And I mentioned you, Harvey, because I said there's people who come on and say they've sang karaoke in 150 countries and all these interesting things. And I'm just thinking, I don't know. So I guess my interesting tidbit, I have run a marathon.
Have you really?
Wow.
I ran a marathon in 2002, and I did it in San Francisco, California, which, in case you're unaware of the geography of that city, there's a lot of hills. So that was the last time I ever planned on running a marathon, because my niece said, you're done.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's 22 more miles than I've ever ran at one point in time.
Dude, that's 26.2.
Ran part. Yeah, that's true. Actually, ran part, absolutely. Walk, I've walked 7 miles or 7 kilometers once, but yeah.
That is 26.1 more miles.
I think the longest I ever ran was a 5K, and it was on fairly level ground. So major props to you. And I just wanted to make clear, I have only karaoke'd in 66 countries.
Okay. I make your legend bigger than
so far. So far.
Yeah. I've only been in 2 countries. All right, so
I'm with you, Chris. Canada and U.S.
All right,
Yeah,
and Kelly, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kellie McClure. Originally from Michigan, but now I live in Garner, North Carolina. I work on product development and marketing for a healthcare medtech company. And something fun about me, I have spent my pandemic days at home making ecological improvements to our house. So we've installed solar panels, we have a rainwater reclamation system, and now I have a fully installed native pollinator garden for North Carolina. So that's my fun thing. Love the planet.
What does that mean?
Awesome.
What's a native pollinator garden?
Yeah, so there's a whole section of our yard that is kind of sectioned off, and it's all native plants that are pollinator friendly for this area. There's no invasive species, there's no foreign species of any plant in that area in our yard. So it's all things that are meant for North Carolina and native to North Carolina.
I love it.
Very
I'll tell you
cool.
what, if you want to come spend a month or two here and put solar panels up in my house, I think that'd be amazing.
Oh, I didn't install them. I just paid for them.
Oh, well, that's fine with me too. If that's all you need to do, that's good for me. I'll take that.
She can write a check.
Beautiful. All right, guys. So I think it's time to get started with Warm It Up, Chris.
It's time to warm it up on Trivial Warfare today. And there's only one person who can warm it up for the TWA, and that's Chris. And sometimes Jonathan.
yes, and today's Warm It Up, Chris, is actually brought to you by Justin Wentz. So, Justin, take it away.
All right, very nice. Well, it's interesting that Jonathan mentioned the Mike Myers Saturday Night Live reference because our Warm It Up, Chris, is Saturday Night Live.
I've never seen a single episode.
It's okay. It's okay. I was going to make this really, really mean and evil, but I decided to make it more fun since it's Warm It Up, Chris. I did not want everybody to hate me right out of the gate. So what I have a list of every winner of the Best Actress Oscar Award since 1975 when the sketch comedy Saturday Night Live debuted. I'm going to give you the name of a Best Actress winner, and I just want you to tell me, has that Best Actress winner ever served as the host of an episode of SNL?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's cool. I like it.
I was going to make you name the ones who have, but I decided that was a little bit over the top. So, all right. So there is no game theory to this. I'm just randomly going down this list, picking names, and I have them in order from 1975 on, but I'm just going to say a name. H-Bomb, you are in my upper left-hand corner. I'm going to go clockwise around. So it'll be H-Bomb, Chris, Derick, Jonathan, Kelly, if that makes sense to everybody.
Love it.
Starting with H-Bomb, we are going to go back. Let's see here. Halle Berry. That's who we're starting with. Halle Berry. Has she ever hosted SNL?
Much like Kelly, I am hardly a regular SNL viewer, so these are all going to be pretty much 50-50 for me. For Halle Berry, I'm going to guess yes.
All right, Halle Berry, yes, indeed, hosted an episode of SNL in 2003. Very nice, H-Bomb, out of the gates. 1 for 1. All right, let's see here. Now I got Mr. Chris Hollister.
Yes, sir.
Let's go with Kate Blanchett.
Yes, she has.
Yes, she has. I do not have the year on that. Why did I not put the year on that one? Indeed, my apologies.
How dare you? How dare you? Why?
All right. Good job, Chris. We are 2 for 2. All right, Derick. Your Best Actress winner is Holly Hunter.
Holly Hunter. I cannot say I don't remember ever seeing her on there, so I'm going to say no.
That is correct. She has never hosted.
Wow, good job, guys.
Movies. Very nice, Derek. Good job. Mr. Oakes, Mr. Jonathan, you have got Kathy Bates.
I think she definitely has. I wouldn't be surprised if she recreated the scene from Misery on Saturday Night Live and turned it into something funny.
That would be an excellent, excellent sketch. Unfortunately, it's never happened. No, Kathy Bates. It's funny because that's when I was going through these. It's interesting to see who has comedic chops, who hasn't, who has. Like it's kind of a fun. I had fun putting this together.
But Kathy Bates is funny. She's a funny lady.
Boucher.
Yeah.
Boucher.
Exactly, which is a very surprising that they've never said, "Come on,
yes,
come on,
the trigger.
Host our show." She'll be the next Betty White. They'll put a petition out. We'll get her on there. So,
Oh,
all right.
You know what? I'm down with that. Honestly, Kathy Bates is a national treasure.
Oh, she's right. I don't know if anybody's an American Horror Story fan. She always plays a fantastic role on AHS every season. It's like she's just grosser and more amazing and more fantastic. So,
and let's not forget her performance in Waterboy.
There you go. Exactly. Playing that foosball
with your friends.
It's the devil.
Mama, you say everything's devil. Kelly, your turn. Let's see. Who do we have for Kelly? Let's go with Brie Larson.
Yes.
That is a fact. She hosted in 2016. Good job, Kelly. All right.
Woo!
That means
Random guess.
Jonathan, you're the only miss in the first round.
Oh,
I was keenly aware of that. Yes.
I just figured I'd point out just because I know you're going to jab me later, so I figured to point out.
I'll only jab you later if your questions are terrible. I don't know.
Exactly. I know. Trust me. I've stressed about this all week just for the records. All right. Back to H-Bomb. Let's see what you got here, H-Bomb. Let's go with Helen Mirren.
On the surface, she doesn't seem like the type of person who would host SNL. So I'm going to say counterintuitively, yes, she has.
That is excellent counterintuition because she indeed has hosted. She hosted in 2011. Yes, very good job, H-Bomb.
And she was awesome and hilarious in the movie Red.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, she's great. Legitimately great in that movie.
Nice. I know she's one of those that's kind of quietly funny. Like you don't think it, and then she comes and you're like, what the heck did she just say? All right. Mr. Chris Hollister, let's give you Helen Hunt.
Ooh. Yes, because she did the fantastic bye-bye skit with David Spade from the airlines when they're the airlines. Bye-bye. No. Bye-bye. And yes, absolutely.
Very nice. Good job.
Actually, I think she's done it at least twice.
Yeah, she also drank all of the Ladies' Man Cavassier one episode,
That's
too.
Right. Yes.
Excellent. Yes. 1994 and 1997. Yep. Very good job,
Mad
Chris.
About You era.
Exactly. Yes. Back to Derek. Let's see what you got here, man. Susan Sarandon.
I think, yes, she absolutely has hosted.
I'm picking on you, Derek. I threw you a curveball. She has never hosted.
Oh my goodness.
Appeared in the Mother Lover SNL digital short, and that is her only experience with SNL.
Oh, that's a crying shame because I think she can be pretty funny too.
Oh, absolutely. And she's been a huge star at different points.
Yeah.
She's been nominated. I forget how many times she's been nominated. It's crazy. Like she's one of those under the radar actresses again, like just tons of critical acclaim, but just, no.
She did a show where it was about Betty Davis and Joan Crawford and their rivalry when they did the hag exploitation films, and she was awesome as Joan Crawford.
She was. I watched that. That was phenomenal. That was excellent. Yes. Was that Feud, right? That's what that one's called?
Yep.
Yes. Very nice. We are down to Mr. Oakes. Let's see, Jonathan. I'll try not to pick on you, I promise. Let's give you Jodie Foster.
I'm going to say yes. I mean, it's funny, like everybody you've named, I can see them with the set in the background. Even when the answer is no, I still picture them with the set in the background. So it's like, dang. But I feel like she's been in Hollywood long enough where she could have done it as a kid and as an adult. So I'm saying yes.
That's legit what inspired this, because I had like a Mandela effect, like false memory of several of these people hosting.
Yes, exactly.
She did indeed host in 1976 at the age of 14 years old.
As a kid, yes!
Yes. Very nice, Jonathan. She was the youngest host of record until Drew Barrymore hosted in 1982 at age 7.
The first time I was introduced to Jodie Foster as an actress was in the movie Candle Shoe, which was a Disney live-action movie in the 70s, and it was wonderful, and I've been a fan ever since.
I love it. I got a DVD of Candle Shoe, I think 2 years ago for Christmas, and it's still just sitting on my shelf because it's one I remember as a kid, but I haven't seen it since I was probably like 6 years old. So one day I'm going to pull it out.
You should rewatch. I rewatched it on Disney Plus last year, and it's still it's a little slow, but it's still lovely. It's just lovely.
Awesome. I love it. All those old Disneys are so fun, and the stars that came up in them are just Kurt Russell's like in every one of them. So all right, we are around to Kelly. let's see here, Kelly. I have got for you, we have got Cher.
And Cher alike.
Ba-ba-bum.
I'm going to say no.
Good call. She has been the musical guest one time, but never the actual guest host. Very good.
Great job.
I'm throwing all the curveballs out there, and you guys are handling them perfectly. So one more time around, H-Bomb. I am going to give you Renee Zellweger.
You know, it's funny. She was the first name I thought of when the subject of this warm-up was announced. And I still have no clue whether or not she ever...
You've had a lot of time to think on that one.
I know, but I didn't put that time to good use. I feel like she's the type of person who would have hosted back in her early days, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake and movies like that, and Bridget Jones. So I'm going to say yes.
2001, she did indeed host Saturday Night Live.
Good job.
Yes, right in that Bridget Jones Diary time frame. So very nice. Mr. Hollister.
All right.
Emma Stone.
Absolutely, she has. I want to say at least 2, if not 3 times.
4 times. Four times. Today. Yes, she is one away from a 5-timers club. Very
good. We need to get her on the 5-timers club. She needs to be. She is rapidly becoming like Anna Kendrick was one of my favorite actresses. I love the personalities outside of it and the whole bit. So she's just awesome.
One of my favorite sketches of hers. They're doing it's Kristen Wiig is like delivering like the giant check, kind of like Publishers Clearinghouse style. And she's trying to she's so excited. She's like, you won. And Emma Stone just can't, she's not getting excited at all. She's just standing at her front door like, well, okay, whatever. And then her neighbor comes over and gives her a Ziploc bag full of hard-boiled eggs. And she's like, cooked eggs? And she just goes crazy over these cooked eggs. Dumb as all get out. Absolutely hilarious.
Love it. Love it.
Derick, moving along to you. We have got Miss Sandra Bullock.
Oh boy. I know she has the chops to do it, but whether she's done it or not, I cannot remember. I mean, she was pretty popular late 90s. I'm going to say yes, she did.
She is on the list of the 5 most surprising actresses to never host SNL. Wow. She is a no.
That's shocking.
Someone who deserves a hosting gig but has never done it.
They've never forgiven her for Speed 2.
Or maybe she doesn't want to do it, you know?
It's a fact. It's a fact. She's a pretty private type of person, I think. So, and yes, Speed 2, Cruise Control, never forgive her for that.
No,
this is
she's
a fact.
never gotten over it.
But either way, I think Derick was blindsided by that question.
Oh,
H-bomb with a good joke. All right, Mr. Jonathan, let's see. I'm going to give you Sally Field.
Sally Field is the one that I thought of when we started the category. That's the first one that came to my mind. And I don't see how they couldn't bring her on to recreate the "you like me, you really like me" thing back in the 70s. So I've got to say yes, just so that they could do that in the monologue.
Exactly. Amazingly, it wasn't until 1993. This is Downfire time frame, but she did indeed come on in 1993. Good job, Jonathan.
Awesome. Wow. Oh, man, that's a movie that I should rewatch. I haven't seen that in years. It was a drive-by fruiting.
I love that. That's my favorite line from the whole movie. I'm so glad that's what you said.
In his truck.
Kelly, on to you. Let's see. We have got, this is our last one, right? So let's end with a good one. Kate Winslet.
I'm going to say no.
If you've ever seen her on the TV show Extras with Ricky Gervais, she is absolutely outlandishly hilarious. She did indeed host. In 2004, she hosted the episode directly following the Ashley Simpson lip-syncing debacle. Yes. And she said the set was the most nerve-wracking. Like, everybody was on high alert. It was like there was a code red at freaking Rockefeller Center. And she said it was the most stressful, nerve-wracking thing she's ever done. So, yes, she was. And she's done a lot of things. I mean, she filmed Titanic with James Cameron, for God's sake. So
there was a fascinating interview with her about like self-confidence problems and like body shame issues from when like around the Titanic era and previous. And so that's interesting.
You know, it's a shame is that it had to make it worse for them to make it seem like there wasn't enough room on that plank for Jack. I mean, she wasn't that big. They had plenty of room.
Let's just be honest. She did not like Jack nearly as much as that movie posted, because she was just like, dude, you could drown.
Nobody likes Leo, do
That's
they?
right.
I was rooting for the bear and the Revenant. Come on, man.
I mean, he was hungry.
Wow.
All right, and that's your warming up Chris question of the episode. Thank you, Justin. Great job.
Thank you, guys. You did excellent. I appreciate it.
All right, so this is episode number 326, unless I've missed my count. And guys, it is possible that I've missed my count. So don't if I said the wrong number, I'm sorry.
We've had a lot of stuff kind of get moved around, so it's understandable if you did mess it up, bud.
Quite a bit of shifting, but I think this is episode number 326, which means it is on the main feed. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I might need to do something special this week, because I think this is 326. I think this is on the main feed. I might go double main feed. I might go 2 weeks in a row. Because the recording after this is the Pride episode for the month of June, and that's definitely going on the main feed. So I might pull some shenanigans and give everybody an extra here. But shenanigans. So this is 326. Super excited to be here. We have a great show for you today, and I want to remind you that we have a lot of great shows throughout our history. If you want more, if you've listened to the 50, 60, 70, however many shows are out there for free, and you're like, this is really good, I'd like to listen to this more often, there's lots and lots and lots there for you. Just go over to trivialwarfarearmy.com. That's where you sign up to be a patron of the show. That means you're supporting us and what we do. You're enabling us to keep making the show and to grow it and to be everything that we are. And it gives you access to over 200 previous episodes. 200 episodes. So if you like the sound of that, go over to trivialwarfarearmy.com and sign up at the $5 a month tier or higher, and you'll get access to those shows. And if you want to go higher than that, if you want to go $10 a month or higher, you do earn the right to come on the show, like all of these fine people with us today.
Hey, Jonathan, what about Bonus Brigade people?
Oh,
can't forget about your Bonus Brigade. Bonus Brigade!
We just had the lost episode 320 that was recorded that went out to the Bonus Brigade. And I can tell you that we have lost episode 321 coming up soon for the Bonus Brigade. We have a Weird Al Yankovic question set bonus for the Bonus Brigade coming up soon. And we have an After Dark episode coming up soon. That one's not just for the Bonus Brigade, though. That one is for the, that's at the $10 tier for the After Dark. That's about halfway edited so far. So lots of exciting stuff coming up there.
Yeah. And Jonathan, what about episode 6? That's still out for the people to listen to?
You know what? I don't recall an episode 6. God, do you remember that recording? You may not.
I remember that recording.
Oh, God. Long time ago.
Oh, it was awful. It was awful.
So it has never seen the light of day. But I still love to bring it up as
much as possible.
I love it. All right, so today's game is not episode 6. It's 326, and it is Derick, Kellie, and Jonathan versus H-Bomb and Chris. We're going to call him Chris Bomb? Crash Bomb? Something. There's something there to be worked out there. Chris H. It's Chris H-Bomb.
There you go.
Chris H-Bomb. I like it.
There we go.
Before and after.
That's
Very
a before and after. So we're going to
nice portmanteau.
Exactly. We're going to get this thing started. It is time to play the game.
Players. Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. This is Mr. Literature himself, cordially inviting you to the game. This is 6 rounds of trivia goodness. 3 questions per round. Every right answer gets you 10 points. In the middle, we'll take a pause for the cause and ask a midpoint question worth up to 20 juicy points. After round 6, you can wager any or all those points you've been building up and take a shot at the final round. It's a series of theme-based questions we call the Gauntlet. It's just that easy, baby. But this game ain't gonna play itself, players. Let's get it on.
All right, and Justin is hosting. So, Justin, I'm going to turn it over to you, my man.
I appreciate it. This is a huge, huge honor. When I got this email from Katie, I was extremely, blown away. So I hope I've done a good job and
Man,
lived up to your standards.
Wait, just a
listen,
second.
listen,
Yes,
I want you to know.
You mean Jeopardy contestant Katie Sikelski?
There you go.
Yeah, right?
Exactly. I apologize to Katie for not giving her proper love.
And not wait for June 11th to see her on there. She's going to make us proud.
That is fantastic. Super excited about it.
And Justin, I want you to know you're talking about being nervous or being honored. You were cherry picked, man. We were looking at the list and we were like, man, it'd be really great if Justin could host a show. So this was not an accident at all. This is us saying, hey, he's great. I want him on.
You guys are awesome. You're the best. And I want to start out with a shout out to the Bonus Brigade, because the last time I was on as a player, we won by 2 points.
Ooh.
Because of the Bonus Brigade.
Bonus Brigade!
Bonus Brigade!
One of our trivia players up here in Fernandina actually asked me one time. He just said, "Hey, what's the real name of Spuds McKenzie?" And I was like, well, that's funny you should ask that. And he said, I asked you because I heard you on the podcast the other day. And I was like, oh, no way. So we had just a guy had no idea he listened to the podcast, and he had heard Honey Tree Evil Eye, and that was what won us our game last time.
Who was it?
So shout out to the Bonus Brigade. I love you guys.
David Levacy was on the other day, and he was talking about switching jobs, and somebody at his new company reached out and said, hey, are you the David Levacy that's been on Trivial Warfare?
Yes.
Like, how great is that?
That is beautiful. I love it. All right, guys, without further ado, let's get going. I have to admit that our players up here used to really boring category names like music, movies, TV. So I've had some fun. Some fun with the category names for you guys specifically. So, all right, we are starting the day off with know your cuts of neighborhoods.
Oh.
All right. Anybody familiar with? We'll expand on that later. All right. Question 1. We have got, what neighborhood in downtown San Francisco shares its 10-letter name with a long, thin cut of pork, sometimes known alternately as the Gentleman's Cut?
All right, H-Bomb, go ahead and lock it in.
Yeah, it's got to be that.
Okay. Well, we're locked in.
All right. Well, then we can start talking about it, Kelly and Derick. So when he said San Francisco, I immediately started with Haight-Ashbury, and then it's like, no, that's not a cut of meat, and it's not 10 letters. So what? Okay, hold on. Kelly, so tell me out loud what it is that you typed.
So he said a 10-letter cut of meat, and the only word I can think of is tenderloin. But I highly doubt that's the name of a neighborhood in San Francisco.
Tenderloin, San Francisco? You never, I mean, hey, could be a place where the loins are tender. What other cuts of meat have... Thank you, Chris.
It just hit me, Jonathan. Yeah. It just hit me.
Yeah. People are busy there. It's very active.
So, how are my loins? Well, they look tender.
Tender. Still tender from last night. Let's get serious about naming meat, okay? So, not brisket.
I can't be serious about that statement.
It's not the flank. It's not the rump. It's not chuck. Sirloin. Ribeye. T-bone. Porterhouse. Too many letters.
Tomahawk.
Flank.
Not enough.
I had tomahawk T-bone, right? I'm running low on meats. There's the belly. There's the... You know what? I'm actually leaning towards tenderloin, Kelly.
I mean, I'm good with it. That's the only 10-letter meat word that I could think of.
What do you think, Derick?
Besides,
yeah, everything I'm coming up with is either 1 letter too long or 2 letters too short. So
yeah.
I like tenderloin. I only came up with porterhouse and tomahawk.
Yeah. I think tenderloin might be the right way to go.
Is it New York strip?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you know what? Let's go tenderloin.
All right.
We're going to lock it in.
All right.
Yeah, we said tenderloin. When the question came up, I thought I remembered knowing that there is a district in San Francisco, a city where people run marathons, that's called Tenderloin.
Good throwback, H-Bomb. You guys are locked in with tenderloin. You are locked in with tenderloin. Kelly, good instincts. It is indeed tenderloin. Yes. Very nice job, guys. And one thing we know, Derick, you never want to be too short with your meat. I mean, that is he was 2 letters too short, so you do not want
But your loins can be too tender.
Or a triple entendre?
It's a quadruple entendre, I think. All right, very nice job, guys. Out of the gates, we have got 10 points for each team. Question 2, we have got, this is not a test. Oh, wait. Actually, it is. When referring to the half-day standardized test administered since 1948 to aspiring attorneys, what do the letters LSAT stand for?
Yeah, Harvey, whatever you say, just lock it in since you are
He is an attorney.
Yeah, so
I had no idea who was going to be on.
I'm going to just sit back and agree with whatever he says.
Hey, so am I. I'm just kidding.
Well, the sad thing is it's been almost 30 years since I took it, so I hope I remember what the initialism stands for.
Fair enough. Well, if you want to write it down on your pad and just lock it in, go for it. Okay, that looks good to me. Wait. Okay, yeah, that was you misspelled the second word, right?
Yes, I missed.
Okay.
You know what I was going for.
Yeah.
Let's lock it in.
All right.
Okay, so Kelly, you suggested the same thing I was just thinking. So is the SAT standard aptitude test, or is it something else aptitude test?
So it's either standard. I don't know if it's standard or standardized.
I don't know. Derek, do you know?
I came up with something that is really not right. I said lawyer standard achievement test, but I know that's not right.
Okay. Lawyer.
I mean,
I am a
lawyer.
It's not worse. So I think definitely aptitude, standard aptitude. So legal standard aptitude test. It just sounds so basic though, you know?
it does, but basic isn't always bad. Occam's razor, right?
Yeah, and
I think it would be legal.
Question.
I think it would be legal instead of lawyer because if it started in the 40s, did they really use the term lawyer? Were they still really using barrister? I don't know.
They did, but it's more of it's an adjective as opposed to a noun.
Yeah.
So you would use that. I'm worried about standard, to be honest with you. Like legal studies aptitude test or legal. No, I don't know. I think, honestly.
Well, it would be a set of standards, right?
Yeah. If it's a playoff of SAT, then I think we go legal standard aptitude test.
I'm good with that.
I like it.
All right. That's what we're doing.
All right. Have you guys got H-Bomb and Chris?
Have you met my partner H-Bomb? He's a lawyer.
This should be in your wheelhouse.
It should be.
As he said, it's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been a
while.
Exactly.
What I recalled, and I hope that this was accurate, was that it's a law school admissions test.
Oh.
This is why you're still a lawyer.
Hodge.
It is a law school admission test. Correct. Good job, H-Bomb and Chris.
It shocked. Honestly, when he wrote it down, it shocked me how straightforward it is.
Exactly.
Because everything else is not straightforward. That is everything about law is not straightforward at all. But that is.
Exactly. I thought the same thing you thought, Jonathan. This was inspired by an episode we've been catching Mom and Friends reruns on Nick at Night lately.
Oh.
She's been trying to get into law school, and she kept talking about her LSATs, and I was like, what does LSAT stand for?
That's the best way to write a trivia question, too. Because there is a part of the population that knows it.
Exactly. Very nice job, guys. Moving along. Round 1, question 3. But wait. There's more.
Ooh.
All right. The Doojo, Doojo, the Toasty Wrap, and the Go-Go Blanket are all products that are essentially replicas or knockoffs of what brand name product introduced by All Star Innovations in 2008, which itself was actually a knockoff of another product.
I'm down with that, guys.
Yeah, I think we can lock it in.
All right, we're locking.
H-Bomb, we can actually talk it out.
I think what you just wrote is correct. I was thinking, what was the name of that blanket that people wore, and I couldn't pull it.
Yes.
But when you said Snuggie, it kind of clicked. Let's just make sure we're remembering the correct.
Yeah,
name.
it's the blanket that looks like a parka because you put it over your head. I mean, or what was those things, those outfits that people wore like in the late 80s, early 90s that I guess were Latino based or whatever, but just no, not flannel. Really, flannel?
Canadian
anyway,
tuxedo?
Well, all right, we're moving on. But no, I think Snuggie is the correct answer.
When you said that, I was like, yes, I think that's it. So let's lock it in.
All right, we're locked in with Snuggie.
Derek, Kelly, Jonathan.
Snuggie sounds like a character's name on a 70s cop show.
No, that's Huggy Bear.
I know, that's what I'm talking about. There's Jackson and Snuggie over there. So who said it first? Kelly, you said it first?
Yeah, I had locked in with Snuggie as well.
All right. It was indeed a copy of a product known as the Slanket. The blanket with sleeves. It is Snuggie. Good job, guys. Very, very nice.
What is Dujo? How does Dujo fit there?
Dujo, I believe, is a German product that is a knockoff of it, and God only knows what the German word means because we know the German language is a beautiful language.
Okay, so it's not a portmanteau of any sort then.
Not that I know of. I think it comes from I think it comes from a German word. Exactly.
I've worked at a putt putt for 14 years. Being a manager there and such, and every year at our manager's Christmas party, the owners would give, usually it's a jacket, pullover type thing with the putt-putt logo on it, and all the managers got one. And we also did the gag elephant gift, whatever you want to call that. See, it's
the white elephant,
dirty Santa,
white elephant,
dirty Santa, whatever you call it. And there was a bunch of Snuggies, and then comes out the owners got everyone licensed Snuggies that year, and I was like, really? I can't wear this to work. Thanks a lot, guys.
Wait, why couldn't you wear it to work?
My question exactly.
Well, I can't stand up and wear a Snuggie all day either. I'm not sitting down.
Is it cold? Because you can.
Oh, it is Memphis.
No, it doesn't really get cold in Memphis, but for like 2 weeks, so the thing doesn't even really. You don't even really need a Snuggie.
And by the way, if you ever want to get Derick upset, just tell him that there's no difference between putt-putt and miniature golf.
Let's not do that right now. Let's not.
A little bit of a sore subject.
I use those words synonymously.
Well,
putt-putt's a brand, right?
Yeah.
Well,
one of them has a windmill.
No, the putt-putt, if you go to putt-putt course, the main thing is you're going to play on a course with orange bumpers and green mats and a colored ball system. Anywhere else is not. You have to have, and those three are licensed. You have to pay putt-putt for that part of a franchise.
Oh, and everything else is miniature golf.
Correct.
That's cool.
That's from Derick.
Actually, that's a somebody write that down for later. That's going to be a good trivia question for somebody.
That's a good trivia thing.
Absolutely. Emily's mom actually has expanded on that before. She doesn't know the details like you do, Derick, but she has said there's a difference between putt-putt and miniature golf. So now I can tell her that she has been confirmed. I don't know if I ever want to tell my mother-in-law that, but
at the end of the first half, what's the score, Justin? The first half. At the end of the first round.
All right, we got Mr. H-Bomb and Chris at 30 points.
Chris H-Bomb.
There you go. We have got Jonathan, Kelly, and Derick at 20 points.
All right, 30-20. Round 2. Fight.
Moving along, round 2, question 1. We are starting with birds.
Birds. I've heard it's
Justin's
the word.
Giving us the bird is what he said.
Giving you the bird, the triple bird, in fact. All right. Bird is the word. All right. Since the 1950s, what Orange County, California city of about 35,000 residents has held an annual Swallows Day Parade in late October to celebrate the annual return of the cliff swallows that migrate through the area each year?
Okay, cool. Go for it, because I got nothing.
Yeah, I'm
Here's
willing
my
to
bag of nothing.
I'm willing to lock it
Looks
in.
good, Chris.
We're locked in.
So, guys, I was thinking, I on the chat, I asked, isn't Orange County like the Los Angeles area? And it sounded like you guys agreed with that. So then it should be named towns that are right there in the Los Angeles area at the beach with the cliffs, right? That, to me, that's the Malibu region. I've walked the beach there at Venice Beach, and I've driven through Malibu, and there's mountains and there are some cliffs. I don't know what the other towns and cities are there in that area. You know what I mean? So I'm very limited in what I can contribute here. What about y'all?
The thing that gets me is the population is only 35,000 people. And so most of the cities that I would know in California have more than that.
Right. And see, these smaller beach areas, though, they're not heavily populated. Like Malibu, it's hills with a house every so often and a bunch of mountains, or not mountains, but basically hills all around with scrubland. And then you have the beach.
All I know about California is what I know from fictional television shows like Sunnydale or Neptune.
The Hills.
Or The Hills.
The OC.
OC.
Good television.
Yeah.
Chris is laughing quietly.
I think I got him with Neptune.
The OC was a good show.
Oh no, I wasn't laughing quietly. I was laughing so hard that sound was not coming out. That was how much I was laughing. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm tearing up. Oh boy.
I've been rewatching all of 2.5 Men with my husband, and so Malibu is kind of sticking out as having been relevant to me from a pop culture standpoint recently.
Did Alan ever get attacked by birds on that show? Because that would be a great giveaway.
I mean, I'm sure he did, but that would have been a seagull.
If anyone would have gotten attacked by a bird on that show, it would have been Alan.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's probably, I would say Malibu is going to be my best answer, but I'm open to suggestions.
That's fine with me.
All right, then I guess we're going to go Malibu.
That place in California.
All right. Jonathan, you guys are locked in with Malibu.
Yep.
Chris Baum, what you guys got?
Well, I didn't know whether it's in the OC, although I know that Malibu is north of LA and the OC is south of it. There's only one town in California that I associate with swallow-related stuff, and that is San Juan de Capistrano.
And the category was birds, birds, birds. A subtle hint that there were 3 words in the name of the city. It is indeed San Juan Capistrano. Very nice, guys.
Wow.
John,
Yeah.
John, in our chat, I did say San something or another. I just want that known.
Sure, absolutely you did.
I just want to clarify, I said San Juan de Capistrano.
You did add a duh in there.
How is this handled?
It is the host's judgment call.
I showed knowledge, you could argue.
I feel like that would be an easy mistake to make. Since you said San Juan Capistrano, I did not tell you it was just 3 words. That was just a subtle hint in the everybody okay. I feel like they deserve those points, in my opinion.
I think so too.
Okay.
The fact that you had any city that had swallow-related activity somewhere in your brain.
Yeah.
This is a fact.
Yeah.
I think the Capistrano part there is Derek's like, I said something that starts with San. I'm like, that's great. I've never heard of this place.
Yes, there's a famous mission there, Mission San Juan Capistrano, and it's been there since like the 1500s or something like that. Very long.
Was it built
time.
by swallows?
Yes, African or European.
And are they African or European swallows? See, this is the hard-hitting questions that we must ask.
I don't know that.
I just want to say it's very kind of you to give us the points on that.
Yes. I think it makes sense.
I just want to say that H-Bomb got that. I got Snuggie. All right, that's all my contribution so far to this game has been Snuggie. All right, that's it.
And both of those questions were worth the same amount of points.
All right, everybody, ready to move on to round 2, question 2?
Yes, sir.
All right, round 2, question 2. The category is the last train to Clarksville.
Oh, I'll meet you at the station.
Nice. It was recently announced that the 2 surviving members of the Monkees would embark later this year on a farewell tour. I want you to name either of the band's 2 surviving members, and shout out to the bonus brigade. I will give you 2 extra points if you can name both of them. So you have a main answer and a second answer.
Okay, I'm willing to lock in, Chris.
All I'm asking is, Jonathan, can you raise the hammer for me?
Oh.
Thunder.
I'm trusting you, Chris, because I did not know this.
Yeah.
All right, so you're locked in?
100%. We are locked in.
All right. So Derick and Kelly. Okay. So Derick, you brought up Mickey Dolenz and Davy Jones, but so Mickey Dolenz, that should be our answer. I believe that's 100% right, that he's definitely still alive. Peter Tork died recently, the ginger.
Yes.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure Davy Jones died a while back. So I would say the other one, the bonus, would be Michael Nesmith.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm just happy I remember 2 of the Monkees.
Heck yeah. It's like a barrel full of them. All right, we're going to say Mickey Dolenz is the primary, and we're going to say Mike Nesmith as the bonus.
See, the interesting thing is that Angie and I, we just got back from Illinois to see her folks, and we passed Clarksville on the way to see her folks every single time in Illinois. Anyway, but actually, I think it was Michael Nesmith that passed away recently. But our primary answer was Mickey Dolenz, and then our bonus was Peter Tork. I believe it was Nesmith that passed away.
We'll find out.
Let's find out from Justin.
Okay.
So Mickey Dolenz is indeed a correct answer. He is still with us. He will be on the farewell tour. Peter Tork passed away in 2019. It is Michael Naismith. Yes, good job, guys.
I didn't react when you said it, Chris, but I was very certain Peter Tork died because I remember his face and going through the pictures and stuff.
No, I legitimately mixed them up. I really thought it was Nesmith. And also Nesmith, like about 20 years ago, said he was never going to tour with the Monkees again. So that's really interesting.
I think the bank account started getting a little low. So.
Yeah, and you know what? The older you get, the less you want to fling.
His bank account is far from low because remember, it was his mom that created sticky notes. Or liquid paper, that's right.
Yes, that was in my notes section.
Yeah.
Chris, sadly, it seems that it's Peter Tork who will never tour with the Monkees again.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Wow. H-bomb putting out the
jeez.
Holy cow.
Dropping it early.
Oh, that's good. Today. That's good. I like that kind of humor. You know what? Honestly, with Naismith, I think that it is clear. The older you get, the less you want to fling poo. I mean, it's just tiresome at some point.
It has to be.
I tell you, I got no love for the Monkees flinging poo joke there. That was disappointing. Very disappointing.
Dang it, I totally missed that.
Jeez.
It was a little crappy.
Whatever.
All right. Round 2, question 3. We have got, now that's what I call a resume. What actor who passed away in 2019 at age 86 has a resume that includes such credits as Johnny Camerari in Moonstruck, Tommy Five-Tone Messina in Hudson Hawk, Sal Fragione in Do the Right Thing, as well as playing Madonna's father in the music video Papa Don't Preach.
You want to lock that in, Jonathan?
I'm like 90% on it.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Do y'all have any disagreement?
Nope.
Derek?
No, go ahead.
All right, we'll lock in.
Chris, I would know it if I heard it.
Yeah, I could see his face.
Me too.
I could totally see it. It is because at first I was thinking, okay, he's probably going to talk about Christopher Lee, and then he went completely right turn at Albuquerque. Yes, second time I used Albuquerque in this episode.
It sounds like someone Italian American.
It is. It absolutely it is. It absolutely is. It is. Danny Aiello. That's it.
That sounds right to me.
I'm about 2.5. See, now I'm afraid to do the meow meows because I messed up on the second meow on that. So I'm about 2.5 meow. Thank you.
Very well delivered, Jonathan.
Jonathan knows me. He knows me well.
I mean, that's enough meows for me. I have a vague recollection that it was Danny Aiello in that Madonna video.
Right, and then he was absolutely in Do the Right Thing because I have a hilarious story about that at another time. And then also, I totally remember him as in Moonstruck. So I say we lock in with Danny Aiello.
Good for me.
You know what's funny is you guys went through all the other stuff. For me, the thing that locked it in was Hudson Hawk. He plays Bruce Willis's. Really? He plays Bruce Willis's like sidekick in Hudson Hawk, and he's in a car that gets knocked off a cliff and like bounces down the cliff and explodes, and then shows up later in the movie. And Bruce Willis is like, "I thought you died." He's like, "Airbags? Would you believe it?"
I've never seen Hudson Hawk.
It is the worst. It's a great, horrible movie.
It's a guilty pleasure.
It is a great, horrible movie.
Well. You know, you could say that about Demolition Man, which was really...
Yes.
No.
Ooh,
Demolition Man. Yeah, I was going to say, come on, the 3 shells. I still want to know about the 3 shells.
Doesn't know how the shells work.
One's for scooping.
You guys both locked in Danny Aiello as your answer. That is indeed the man we were looking for, Mr. Danny Aiello. Very good job, guys. All right.
I don't know if we actually said, but we did say Danny Aiello. I forgot to say it.
I forgot to confirm. My apologies. I heard you say it.
All right, at the end of the second round, the score is now Derek, Kelly, and Jonathan have 42. Chris H. Baum, they still have a perfect game. They haven't missed one yet. It is 60-42.
But we did not get the bonus thanks to me. So
those 2 points could come back to haunt us.
That's true.
Round 3, question 1. We are starting with sports.
Sport ball.
Very nice, everybody. I do have ball in parentheses next to it. Sports ball.
Thank you.
All right. Legendary Duke Blue Devils basketball coach Mike Krzyzewski announced this week that he would be retiring after the 2021-2022 season. Prior to taking the job at Duke University in 1980, he coached 5 seasons for what college basketball program, which was also his alma mater?
Chris, let's lock in.
Okay. Yep, I'm good with that. We're locked in.
Okay. Derick, this is up in your neck of the woods.
College basketball is not really my thing.
All right. Well, Krzyzewski, Duke. Is this possibly Louisville? For some reason, Louisville came to mind, and I know there's a Patino thing there, and I know that there's something about Louisville that came to mind with this question.
You know, and I want to say Louisville has always had a strong basketball program too. So could Duke have seen what Coach K was doing in Louisville and like, hey, we need this guy here?
I mean, it could be. The other name that came to my mind was Baylor, but I like Louisville better than Baylor.
UCLA, by any chance?
I mean, I don't think so. I don't think you leave UCLA.
UCLA leaves you.
Right. Kelly, do you have any thoughts?
I know nothing about basketball.
Okay. Well, I mean, if Derick, then if it's okay, maybe unless you have a better, like a guess, then I would guess Louisville.
No, I like Louisville because I know for a while there, they were kind of I don't know if they were national champions, but they were a powerhouse for a bit.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, we'll guess Louisville.
All right. Well, H-Bomb and I gave the same answer, but 2 different ways. He wrote West Point. I wrote Army. And we're locking in with Army.
Oh, I had no idea then.
All right. There were indeed 3 acceptable answers to this question. West Point, U.S. Military Academy, or Army.
Wow.
Yes. In fact, he played there under Coach Bobby Knight in the 60s.
Yeah. He's a Bobby Knight disciple.
Yep, exactly. That is where he met. All right, good job, guys. So we got 8. Chris Baum getting that one.
We keep losing like 10 points around, guys.
But you got this 2-point bonus.
I don't feel bad about that one, though. I did not know that. That's not something that rang a bell when the answer came out.
In fairness, if you don't know that, it's really not guessable.
I know. I was thinking of throwing the Bobby Knight thing in there, but I didn't want to. I wasn't sure where everybody would stand on that one. So I guess
people would go to Indiana or something like that.
Exactly. I thought that might actually be more of a red herring.
It would be misleading.
I actually didn't know that Bobby Knight was at West Point.
Neither did I. What school that featured graduates like U.S. Grant and Robert E. Lee?
Exactly.
And Custer.
I usually try to give you a couple of entry points to the question. I know that one was a little tough because if you just had no idea that he was a military guy, but he runs his ship like a general. So he definitely learned it legit. All right, guys. Round 3, question 2 is the category is Ring My Bell. Ring my bell. Very good.
That was quite the falsetto, Chris.
Thank you. I had to keep myself in a tender region in order to get that for you.
The exact
my tenderloin.
He visited tenderloin.
I had to kick myself in the tenderloin.
All right. The 12-letter name of what type of percussion instrument made of tuned metal pieces mounted in a frame and struck with small hammers literally translates from German to English as bell play?
I think I can lock this one in, guys.
Ooh, what? Let me look at my phone.
Oh, all right. Yeah, Chris, I know this, I think. Let me count out the letters.
Got it.
Yep.
You can,
Kelly, you can lock it in.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a 12-letter one that's German that has to be it.
Okay. Well, they locked it in, so you can talk it out because Kelly was just like, guys, I got this.
I think it's going to be Glockenspiel.
Well, I thought that was like a bad word, but
if you don't say it with a fake German accent, it doesn't count.
Or Glockenspiel, maybe it's pronounced, but it's like spelled Glockenspiel, and it's 12 letters long, and I believe it is a musical instrument, and it sounds German.
In all seriousness, H-Bomb, I really don't know it. If you have any kind of confidence in it, I say let's go with it.
Yeah, I can't think of any other 12-letter Germany-sounding
Heck, I can't even spell it. All right. So let's lock it in, dude.
Okay.
All right, you guys are locked in with Glockenspiel. How about Kelly, Derick, and Jonathan? What you guys got?
The team that I work on at work I work for a German healthcare company, and most of my team is in Germany. And I got to visit them a few years ago and listen to live Glockenspiel.
Very nice. See, that counterbalances the LSAT question for the attorney team. That is indeed Glockenspiel, or with the German accent, Glockenspiel. You have to say it like that. I did not wear my lederhosen today. I don't even own them. So,
well, this is where we need Carmela, because Carmela can speak German.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She would have had no problem with that one. Good job, guys. Glockenspiel.
No, nice job, Kelly.
Round 3, question 3. Category is not even the Navy could figure that out.
In the Navy, we can sail 7 seas.
The British naval ship, the HMS Barrington, and the American ships, the USS Lucid and the USS Hazard, were all what type of ships built to serve a very specific purpose, which was unfortunately not to explain how to solve a PC puzzle game originally developed in the 1960s.
I'm pretty confident, guys.
Yeah, Jonathan, I think you can lock that in.
Derick, are you cool?
Yes.
All right, we're going to lock in.
I'm not super confident on what I wrote because I don't think it could be described as a whatever puzzle game he said. Could those ships have been minesweepers?
I like that thought process.
Because when I think of like computer games involving ships that are named after them, that's pretty much all I've got.
Yeah, I'm not 100% confident in anything, but I think we should go with Minesweeper. I like it because that was a based game that you were able to play as part of Windows and whatnot. Windows, by the way, Derick, is a system that other people in real life actually use, unlike that crazy stuff that you use.
Yes, well, I have to use Windows to get to my Linux systems.
But yeah,
fair enough. All right.
Chris, I don't know if it goes back to the 60s, but since we've got nothing better, should we lock it in?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
All right, you guys locked in with Minesweeper. What you guys got, Jonathan?
I mean, it was a very short discussion about whether it was Battleship or Minesweeper, and Minesweeper is both a type of ship and a PC game, so we said Minesweeper.
All right, very good. Indeed, in the late 60s, this was a game that was built just by like home computer, like Steve Wozniak types, and you find it on every computer, and nobody knows how the heck to play it. It is indeed Minesweeper. Very good job, guys.
I used to play it all the time. I know how to play that game.
And it's just one of those, as a kid, you just click, and you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then all of a sudden, you're like, oh, I guess I'm done. I don't know.
To me, it was
surprisingly good at Minesweeper.
Yeah, that's actually a really good game. I enjoy it tremendously. It's very peaceful.
Exactly. Fun fact, the HMS Barrington, Prince Charles served on the HMS Barrington during his military service.
All right. So at the end of the third round, Derick, Kelly, and Jonathan have 62. Chris H-Bomb have 90. It's 90 to 62.
All right, guys. Halftime, midpoint. For your midpoint question, we are talking about popular fiction characters. All right, I'm going to give you 5 law enforcement, detective, bounty hunter related literary characters from popular fiction, which were all introduced in the 1990s and 2000s.
Is Snuggie one of them?
No, not Snuggie. No Snuggie Bear.
Tenderloin.
Tenderloin Snuggie.
That's my new name in my other career, on film.
That's going to be my drag name. That's my drag name. I'm going to be Snuggie Tenderloin.
Snuggie Tenderloin, playing a Glockenspiel.
Absolutely. It's a good act.
I like it.
Bring only later, Hosen.
For 4 points each, I want you to name the author who created each of these literary characters. All right, everybody ready to write these down?
Yep.
Your characters are Odd Thomas, K. Scarpetta. Number 3 is Lincoln Rhyme. Number 4 is Stone Barrington. And number 5 is Stephanie Plum.
You want to know the author who created them?
Yes, the author that created each of those literary characters. They were all introduced in the 1990s and 2000s, and they're all like law enforcement, detective, bounty hunter involved characters.
All right. I have no reason to disagree with the ones that you sent me.
I'm going to write yours in for the other one because, again, I don't recognize that one. I don't recognize that one or...
All right, you guys want to lock in with that?
You mean with our 0-point answer? Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay, we're locked in.
So what we got is Odd Thomas, Elmore Leonard, Kay Scarpetta, Mary Higgins Clark. Lincoln Rhyme is Jeffrey Deaver, I think it is, Deaver. My wife loves the Bone Collector stuff. So that's how I knew that. Stone Barrington, that's why I said I think we need to do James Patterson on that one, just because that dude's written like over 100 freaking books. So if you want to do a shot in the dark, James Patterson is absolutely a character, is an author that you could shot in the dark for a character. And then Stephanie Plume, I know, is Janet Ivanovich, because the actress that was in Grey's Anatomy, Katherine Heigl, did a movie about that a couple of years ago.
You want to go with Patterson for number 4?
I don't have a better answer, and unless you have any kind of thunder on it, I say yeah, so we can, because we do need to step on the time a little bit.
We literally just hit the 5 minutes, guys. Yep.
Okay. All right. So, so Justin, our answers are Odd Thomas, Elmore Leonard, Kay Scarpetta, and if I pronounced the name wrong, I apologize, Mary Higgins Clark, Lincoln Rhyme, Jeffrey Deaver, Deaver, I think is how it's spelled. I'm hoping. Stone Barrington, James Patterson, and then Stephanie Plume, Janet Ivanovich. And please don't ask me how to spell her name.
No problem. I got you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. What you guys got? Team Jonathan, Derek, and Kelly.
None of us had any clue at all. So in no particular order, random guessing. Number 1, Odd Thomas, we said Brown. Kay Scarpetta, we went with Kuntz. Lincoln Rhyme, we said Grisham. Stone Barrington, we actually also said James Patterson. And Stephanie Plum, we went with Sue Grafton.
Sue Grafton's the one that does the alphabets.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys have Brown, Kuntz, Grisham, Patterson, Grafton. All right, so starting at number 1, Odd Thomas. There was a movie made a couple years ago starring Anton Yelchin, actually, in the role of Odd Thomas, and it's fantastic, and it's heartbreaking because Anton is such a likable actor. It was Dean Koontz created the character Odd Thomas. Oh, you had one of the right answers in the wrong spot. All right, yes, he's been in 11 books since 2003, Odd Thomas.
And that's why I've heard of him, because I've read some of those books.
Yes, Dean Koontz is good. Velocity and Intensity, some of his books are fantastic. All right, number 2, Kay Scarpetta was created by Patricia Cornwell. Patricia Cornwell. She is a fictional forensics detective type person. She's actually just recently cast to be played by Jamie Lee Curtis in an upcoming series. They've tried to make it a few times and it's terrible, but hopefully they'll swing and hit this one out of the park because Jamie Lee Curtis is fabulous. So Patricia Cornwell, that character, Kay Scarpetta, has been in 25 books since 1990. All right, number 3, Lincoln Rhyme. Chris hit the nail on the head. Jeffrey Deaver is the creator of Lincoln.
Wow, Chris, nice.
Good job, indeed. 15 books since 1997, originally in The Bone Collector, and has been made into films. And I believe there was a TV series made out of The Bone Collector as well. So
yeah, 13 episodes last year. My wife loved it, and unfortunately, NBC canceled it.
NBC. No comment. All right, number 4, Stone Barrington. He has appeared in 59 books since 1991. That is by
Patterson.
Stuart Woods.
These are all names that you see walking through the bookstore, but never buy the books for them.
Exactly.
Or you see or you're in your grocery store, you go in the book aisle, and there's like 15 for $1 or something like that.
Well, somebody's buying them.
Yeah, exactly. And where we live, there's tourists everywhere. So it's the whole lineup of everything you come into town and buy so you can read it while you're here. And it's like, you just came to the beach. Don't sit and read a dang book. Come on, man. All right, number 5, Stephanie Plum. Chris hit the nail on the head, was portrayed by Katherine Heigl in a film a few years back. Janet Ivanovich is the name of that author. Good job, guys. And she is a lingerie saleswoman turned bounty hunter.
Yes. Yeah.
Just in case you needed the storyline.
if I can equate it to a movie or a TV show, I'm usually pretty golden.
Very nice.
If I can't, then I'm hosed.
Most of those have had some sort of adaptation, so that was, I was hoping to get in there. And I did not include Patterson. I should have. Alex Cross is, of course, his big character, but I debated. Yeah. Yes, I debated. I didn't put him in there, so my apologies. So, all right, so we have got Team Chris Baum with 8 points and
0 for us. Yes.
Guys, I'm sorry.
At the end of the midpoint, Chris H. Baum has 98 points. Team Derek, Kelly, and Jonathan has 62 points. So it is 98-62. All right, that is the end of the first half. Before we go on to the second half, I want to let you know that today's show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Sometimes We just need help, right? We just need somebody to talk to, somebody who's able to listen, somebody who can give us advice, somebody who can be there for us when we need them. BetterHelp is a service that provides that to you. BetterHelp can assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist in a safe and private online environment. You can send messages to your counselor anytime. I've talked about BetterHelp a bunch. I've told you that I used to message every day. I would send these long messages every day, and my counselor, Crystal, would respond all the time. She was so helpful. And, it's a funny thing because we think about therapy and we think about the classic psychiatrist, tell me about your mother, tell me about your father, blah, 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 right? This isn't like that. In fact, you're doing a lot of the work. You're taking time thinking about the questions that your counselor has asked. You're doing homework sometimes. You're putting in that effort to help resolve the things that are going on in your life that you're bringing to the table. BetterHelp can connect you with the right person to do that with. The service is available worldwide. You can get help with things like family conflicts, grief, self-esteem, anxiety, relationships. It's all on the table, guys. It is convenient, it is professional, and it is affordable. So, if you want to start living a happier life today, I can help you get 10% off of your first month by visiting our sponsor, BetterHelp.com/TWA. You can join over 1 million people who have already taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp. That's HELP.com/TWA. All right, let's get on with the second half of today's game.
All right, second half, round 4, question 1. We are starting with, he's no Lincoln Rhyme. All right.
Who is?
Yeah, there you go. What man who is buried in the Poets' Corner section of Westminster Abbey and is known for such works as Break, Break, Break and Tears, Idle Tears, served as the Poet Laureate of the UK for the majority of Queen Victoria's reign, holding the position from 1850 until his death in 1892.
Could you spell the second work, please?
Absolutely. TEARS, comma, idle, IDLE, and then TEARS, Tears, Idle, Tears.
All right, we're going to go ahead and lock in.
Obviously, we were given 2 of the lesser known works of the poet, because I would guess that there would be poems by this person that if he gave it, we would know the individual instantly. So we have to reason based on the time period. And I actually thought the time period fit for Coleridge. You thought Coleridge was too early.
Yeah, I thought it was because of
when did Rime of the Ancient Mariner come out?
Yeah, I thought that was late 18th century, early 19th century, and so that's why the time didn't match up.
And Kubla Khan, I think that was Coleridge.
Yep, that was. Yep.
What about Tennyson?
Lord Alfred?
Yeah, I mean, he wrote about the Crimean War, so he was clearly active, at least in the 1850s.
I should have had a V8.
He was a highly regarded poet, and he was definitely around at least part of that time period. There were other choices, like some of the Lake District poets, like when was Wordsworth active, for example?
Wordsworth, that's who I meant instead of Longfellow. Okay, because I said Longfellow and you reminded me he was American. So what's your gut telling you then?
My first choice would be Tennyson.
Okay. I say let's go ahead and go with Tennyson then, because like I said, I don't think it's Coleridge. And with Wordsworth, I don't know enough about him. We're going to, so if you're good with it, we'll lock in with Tennyson then. Lord Alfred.
All right. Perfect. Lord Alfred Tennyson. What about you guys?
Kelly, do you want to tell him what you picked up on?
Yeah, so we actually listened to the clue, and I almost peed myself when they were talking about Rime of the Ancient Mariner, because the clue was he's no Lincoln Rhyme. And so we went with Rime of the Ancient Mariner and Samuel Taylor Coleridge.
Oh,
That was a tie into halftime. I did not mean for it to be a red herring. My apologies. His most famous work was The Charge of the Light Brigade.
Oh, my
It is indeed
God.
Alfred Lord Tennyson.
Did you put a... Oh, my God.
It was Tennyson. My apologies. I did not even think about that leading you in the wrong direction because I was tying it into the halftime.
Why put the rhyme one, though?
If you want to throw that question out, if you have an extra one,
that's absolutely not throwing it out. It's a fine question. It's why that name in the category is
just because he was a poet. And, poetry is supposed to rhyme, but it doesn't have to.
Oh, my God.
All right, my next category is he's got mad Lincoln rhymes.
And again, this may or may not have a bearing on the identity.
I'm going to lock in with Lincoln Park.
What rapper who passed away in 1995 at the age of 30 was the subject of the 2016 biography by Jason Jones titled The Godfather of Gangsta Rap?
All right, Jonathan, you want to lock that in?
I just wish we had more thoughts around it. Justin, did the question imply that he died in 95 or the book was written in 95?
He passed away in 1995 at the age of 30. The book was published in 2016.
No worries.
I think we're going to lock in.
My first thought was actually Tupac. I know we have floated him, Biggie Smalls, and Eazy-E.
The thing is that Tupac and Biggie were both murdered. And I think Justin would have said that in there in the question. Eazy-E passed away from, I believe he had AIDS, as a matter of fact. When I think of gangster rap, I don't think of Tupac or Biggie. But when I think of gangster rap, NWA and their heyday, and that's absolutely Eazy-E.
And you think of Sesame Street, right?
Exactly.
Your reasoning about you don't associate others with gangster rap, I can get behind that, but I don't want to read too much into the word choice passed away in the question, because that may or may not have been deliberate, and it could be an unintentional red herring. But if you believe that Eazy-E is the one that was actually most associated with gangster rap, then I will lock in on that with you.
I think more so than the other two, absolutely. But again, you got to remember, I'm the clearest person in the room right here. I have no flavor whatsoever. The only thing I have is just a decent amount of pop culture knowledge. And so that's just my thought process.
I mean, hip hop is a complete blank area for me. So if you're confident on Eazy-E being the best choice, I will lock in on that with you.
All right, so you guys are locked in with Eazy-E. What you guys got, Jonathan?
Similar conversations. I felt like Biggie was 97. I feel like Tupac was around 96, 97 too. I didn't feel like it was either of them. You said the book was written in 2016, which might have fit well with Straight Outta Compton, which kind of led us down the Eazy-E path. So we said Eazy-E.
That was not a red herring. I intentionally said passed away in 95 because he was not murdered. He did pass away of AIDS-related complications. The answer was Eazy-E. Very good job, guys. Nice. Yes, Biggie was only 24, Tupac was 25, and you nailed the years. They were 96 and 97, respectively. So nice job.
Good job, Jonathan.
All right, guys.
Chris.
Round 4, question 3. Eat your vegetables. They're good for you. All right. Walking.
Jonathan's been telling me that for years.
Exactly.
I really have.
It's easier to eat, chicken nuggets and stuff. All right. Walking stick, Tuscan, Red Russian, and common curly are all varieties of what type of produce, which is closely related to cabbage, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts?
I knew vegetables would get me in the end. All right, H-Bomb, I think we should lock in with that.
All right, let's lock in.
So we knew that the stuff that Justin named are all part of the same species, like the Brussels sprouts and the whatever the heck else you said, like cauliflower and broccoli, and they're all part of the same family. And we think that asparagus is part of that same family. And if any vegetable can be called a walking stick, asparagus seems like that would be the one. So we went with asparagus.
All right, you guys locked on asparagus. What you guys got? H-bomb, Chris?
Yeah, H-bomb, that was a good answer. I like that answer on their end, but
maybe we gave up too soon. I like their explanation on walking stick, but we locked in with another vegetable in that family, and that was cauliflower.
Okay, so we got cauliflower and asparagus. If this was Ben, he would say 10 points to Ravenclaw. Those are all varieties of kale.
Oh, no. Heck no.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't getting that.
Yeah, I never would have gotten there.
Hard pass.
Common curly is the kind of kale you see everywhere. It's gotten so popular in the last 15 or 20 years. Superfood. They sell it at Chick-fil-A and everywhere else now. So those are all varieties of kale. Eat your vegetables. Right. They're good for you.
My hipster cred remains at 0.
Absolutely.
I think kale, for the longest time before it became like a superfood, the largest purchaser of kale was Pizza Hut to use on their buffet.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic fact. I like it.
Well, at the end of the fourth round, scores 118-72. Chris and Harvey are maintaining a dominant lead.
All right, guys. Round 5. Question 1. We got, give me a cold one. All right. What brand of beer with an alliterative 2-word name was originally introduced in 1939 by the Latrobe Brewing Company in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, and is known for its mysterious printing of the number 33 on every bottle?
All right. Well, Derick, if you think that, then that is what I think we should lock in. All right. We're going to lock in.
Wild guess, Baltimore Brew.
All right, I like it. Let's lock it in.
All right, you guys are locked in with Baltimore Brew. How about you guys, Kelly, Derick, whoever wants to speak?
We went with Jonathan came up with. At first, he didn't like it because he thought it may be non-alcoholic, but I've in fact drank this beer before, and I hate the way it tastes. But it's alliterative. We went with Rolling Rock.
Okay.
Oh,
nice. All right. If anybody has watched the recent Mayor of Easttown series starring Kate Winslet, this is all they drink because they're in that segment of Pennsylvania. It is indeed Rolling Rock. Good job, guys.
Nice.
Nice work.
Good job. Nice job, you two. Or you three, excuse me.
Yeah. All right, moving along to round 5, question 2. We have got more American philanthropy.
All right.
American.
That was the first question we got that they missed, by the way, y'all.
Yeah, I know.
In 2006, the University of Southern California announced they had received a $175 million donation to their School of Cinematic Arts from what famous filmmaker, director, and 1967 USC alum who has made some of the biggest blockbusters of all time but has never won a competitive Oscar?
Meow meow.
Let's lock in. That's who I thought of right away, Chris.
I made my own meow meow,
All
Jonathan.
right, so Chris.
Nice.
All right, that means we can talk, y'all. Do y'all think this could be George Lucas?
That's what I was thinking because he has a lot of blockbusters. He has a lot of money, but most of his are not.
Yeah,
Academy Awards.
They're winning like special effects stuff, but the movies were never like good enough to win Oscars.
If it's not the guy I said, Jonathan, in our chat, then it's George Lucas.
Oh, who did? Oh, no, it's not Spielberg. He absolutely has.
He absolutely has
Academy
Oscars.
Awards. Yeah. Did Lucas do American Graffiti?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
And wasn't that in like 68? Or is that later?
No, I think American Graffiti was 72.
So, okay, but the graduation around 67-ish fits with making a movie a few years later.
That would make sense.
All right, let's go with George Lucas.
All right, you guys are locked in with George Lucas. How about you, H-Bomb, Chris Bomb?
We both instantly thought of George Lucas and liked it.
All right.
Well, shortly after he graduated, he released THX 1138 and went off to the races. He did get nominated for Star Wars in the movie role, but obviously did not get picked up. However, I believe John Williams did get the Oscar for Best Score at that point in time for Star Wars. But absolutely, it was George freaking Lucas.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, he has in 1992 won the Irving Thalberg Memorial Award, but he's never won a competitive Oscar. Creator of Star Wars, George Lucas. Good job, guys. Yes, and he did make American Graffiti. He did not make More American Graffiti, but there was a sequel titled More American Graffiti. That was indeed a hit, so good job. It was not meant to throw you off. My apologies. All right, guys. Round 5, question 3. A very simple subject. Science. It needed no other words. All right, guys. Science. Your science question is, sounding more like something you would bake for dessert than a scientific term, what colorful 10-letter name is given to a type of uranium concentrate powder obtained during the processing of uranium ore, which is also known as urania?
I'm just waiting on Kelly to tell me the answer.
Chris, I'm 100% on this. We can lock in.
All right. We're locked in.
Well, the only thing I can think of that would be uranium and a baked good would be yellow cake uranium.
It is quite tasty. I like mine with lemon frosting.
That's what I went with.
All right, I've got it folded in this special CIA napkin.
Nice. All right, how about Chris Baum? What you guys got?
Yeah, we said yellow cake.
All right. You guys are both correct. Yellow cake is indeed the answer. Good job, guys. All right, we are moving through.
Thanks for the confidence on that, Jonathan. That felt really good.
You killed it. I knew you were going to get it. I had no doubt.
I like that. Johnson's like, I'm just going to be over here napping. Next
for real.
Minutes. You guys take care of that.
At the end of the 5th round, scores 138-102. Harvey and Chris maintain their lead, but it shrank a little bit.
All right.
You're saying we had shrinkage.
Your lead had shrinkage. I would never. I mean, we don't want to get back to the cuts of beef question.
Be 2 letters short again. All right. All right. Round 6, question 1. We have got sports.
Football.
Very nice. All right. In this year's NFL draft, quarterback Trey Lance was selected number 3 overall by the San Francisco 49ers, making him the second highest draft pick ever from what FCS, Football Championship Subdivision school, whose only other first-round pick came in 2016 with another quarterback who was selected number 2 overall.
Are you confident enough to lock in on that, Chris?
Yes, I am.
Because I've got nothing.
Okay.
But yeah, if you have the thunder, let's lock in. It is done.
Locked in.
All right. So did you say the number 2 overall in 2016 was also a quarterback?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So, Derick, so from the Jameis Winston angle on this, was 2021 supposed to be his 5th year with the Bucs?
No, actually, no, that's not right, Jonathan, because here's an interesting stat I read. Jameis Winston has the most turnovers for QBs since for any player, I think, for 2014, even though he didn't even play last season, and he was drafted in 2015.
Then it's not Mariota.
It's not Mariota in Hawaii.
No.
2016.
I knew you'd know Winston, so that's why I went that angle to prove or disprove Mariota.
Yeah.
So this would have been like a year after, though.
Right. Who were the quarterbacks the year after?
Justin, did you say you were looking for the player or the school?
The school.
For the school.
Yeah, so we're trying to get to the player because a player will help us figure out the school. It gives us another data point. I mean, the thing for me is that South Dakota State is coming up for me as an FCS school, but I feel like that might be where Carson... Oh, was Carson Wentz number 2? I was just thinking number 10, but wasn't he number 2 behind Jared Goff?
That's starting to sound familiar.
Yeah, and Carson Wentz went to South Dakota State, I think. The Bison or Buffalo or something. That's an FCS school.
I feel like I remember them being better than expected.
Yeah, the South Dakota State wins lots of... I mean, they're a good team typically. Oh, you mean last season? So
yeah, like I feel like they were exceptionally good, but he said this is only the second time they've had a first-round pick, right?
Yeah, but FCS school almost never has a first-round pick, so they could be awesome and never have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Carson Wentz is a good way to angle that, and I think that is South Dakota State. I don't know Lance. I didn't pay that much attention this year.
Yeah, what's funny is I watched the whole draft or first round this year because it was the first time Tampa had picked, or the first time in a long time Tampa had a 32nd pick. So,
so do you like South Dakota State?
I like South Dakota State.
All right, that's what we'll go with.
Oh, Jonathan, I was rooting for you on this one. You chose the
It's North
right
Dakota State,
name.
isn't it?
It's North Dakota State. I believe it's the Thundering Bison. Or the Thundering Bison.
Chris, you got to let him down, and I don't have to. That was indeed Carson Wentz we were referring to, and they both played for North Dakota State University. Trey Lance and Carson Wentz. North Dakota State University was the answer we were looking for. Oh, Jonathan, you were so close.
And Jonathan and Justin, what's your last name?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yep, my last name is indeed Wentz. Unfortunately, no relation to Carson. I keep looking through Ancestry.com. I was really rooting for you,
dude. Yeah, I was rooting for you, and then you said South, and I was like, no, think about it. Go North.
I thought it was South.
All right, Bison is indeed correct, though. All right, guys.
And you were so sure, and I messaged Chris, did we have the wrong Dakota?
No.
I wanted to make sure I clarified FCS because you guys were going to Mariota and Oregon
Well,
and
I
places.
mean, we weren't sure about Hawaii being whether it was or not.
And actually, that's the thing is Mariota's from Hawaii, but he played for Oregon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was what I wanted to make sure.
Right.
All right, next question.
All right. Round 6, question 2. The category is, I think you've got a rock solid case. In a 1986 interview with Playboy, actor Jackie Gleason said that he highly considered suing the creators of What TV series, which aired on ABC from 1960 to 1966, due to his feelings that it was a blatant ripoff of the characters from The Honeymooners, but eventually decided against it.
Let's lock in, Chris.
Yep, we're locked in.
I think this is the Flintstones, guys.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I think this is definitely the Flintstones.
Yeah. Yabba dabba do.
We'll lock it in.
Yeah, we also locked in with the Flintstones.
All right, very nice. Indeed, they would have had a rock solid case because it is the Flintstones. Yes.
Oh,
Big
the
guy.
Rock. I got you now.
Ah, yes, there we go. Terrible joke. All right, very good job, guys. Yes, exactly. There was the lead characters, of course, two buddies, neighbors, big guy, small guy. Like the whole shtick was basically a ripoff. So
okay, well, time for a clean slate. Let's have a new question.
All right,
See what I can do.
Mr. Slate. Very good. I like that tie-in. All right, round 6, question 3 is party till you puke. Everybody had too many Rolling Rocks. Way too many Rolling Rocks. All right. What political activist, author, and attorney has officially been a nominee for U.S. president 4 times? In 1996 and 2000 for the Green Party, in 2004 for the Reform Party, and in 2008 for the Peace and Freedom Party.
That's it.
All right, we're locking in.
Okay. Is this going to be... The two names that came to mind were Nader and Ron Paul. I think Ron Paul was a Green Party person at first.
Paul was what is the name that came to mind for me.
Right.
But Nader's a good choice as well. Did Nader run in 2008?
I don't know. I don't know enough about Nader. I know he was also a Green Party person. That's a 16-year span. I honestly, I don't know. Those were the two names that came up for me.
You want to go with Paul?
Derick, that's your neck of the woods, isn't it? What do you think?
American politics?
No, Kentucky, right?
Oh, Kentucky.
You're close. It's close.
It's
closer than we are.
I guess it's close. I've never been to Kentucky, though.
You've never been to Kentucky? Seriously? You live in Memphis.
Yeah. So
Memphis is quite away from Kentucky.
Yeah, it's like the bottom left corner of Tennessee. Like we're farthest away from everything.
Kentucky has easily the
closest
best rest areas and cleanest bathrooms of any state I've been in so far.
Wow.
And the bluest grass.
Let's go with Paul. I like you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll say Paul.
All right. Well, one of the keys for me was author, and I knew that Ralph Nader earlier in his career had written the book Unsafe at Any Speed about I think it was the Chevy Corvair, and I don't think Ron Paul was a published author that I know of, but we went with Ralph Nader.
All right, you guys are locked in with Ralph Nader. You guys are locked in with Ron Paul. Another name for puking is Ralphing. Ralph Nader was indeed who we were looking for.
See, now the clues matter. Now the clues matter.
The one was so unintentional. I was just having fun with the halftime. I apologize. The clue did definitely matter in that one. Yes, Ralph Nader is the guy we were looking for. He did write Unsafe at Any Speed, and amazingly, there's only like 18 pages dedicated to the Chevy Corvair in that book, but it managed to completely remove it from the road. And I love Chevy Corvairs. They're beautiful. They're nice cars. But damn you, Ralph Nader. Yes, indeed, Ralph Nader. And I believe the 2012 candidate for the Peace and Freedom Party was Rosie O'Donnell, I believe, if I remember right. I think that was the party she ran for. All right, guys. That is the end of round 6.
At the end of round 6, the score is 168 to 112. H-Bomb and Chris, just a commanding performance. 168 to 112 going into the gauntlet. And Justin, what is the category of the gauntlet?
All right, the category is Keeping Up with the Joneses. All right, everybody looks in deep thought there. I assume you guys are finalizing your wagers.
All right, we're going to lock in our wager.
All righty.
Our wager is locked in.
All right, guys, for your gauntlet today, whatever you want to call it, Keeping Up with the Joneses. Question number 1. In 1999, the beverage company Jones Soda introduced an energy drink that has since been retired. What Stone Cold Steve Austin approved name did they give this beverage?
Read it again, please.
Absolutely. In 1999, the beverage company Jones Soda introduced an energy drink that has since been retired. What Stone Cold Steve Austin approved name did they give this beverage?
Derek, you good with that? All right, we're going to lock in.
All right.
All right. If you're good with it, we'll lock it in. All right.
All right.
Yep.
So
okay.
both you guys are locked in? All right. So we will move along to question number 2. Mr. Jones of Manor Farm is a fictional character in George Orwell's 1945 novel Animal Farm, and is considered an allegory of what world leader who was executed in July of 1918 at age 50?
If you're confident in it, let's lock it in, because I don't know.
Yeah, I think it makes the most sense to me.
Okay, we're locked in.
All right.
All right, cool. We'll lock in. We are locked in.
Moving on around our question 3 of the gauntlet. Here we go. Comedian and former SNL writer John Mulaney has a comedy bit known as the Salt and Pepper Diner, in which he tells a story about the insanity that ensued in a Chicago diner when at age 11 he and a friend pumped $7 into a jukebox and proceeded to play what 1965 number 3 hit by Tom Jones, which was a theme song for a film of the same name 21 times in a row.
I have Meow Mouse.
Meow!
I will lock in with that, Chris.
All right, we're locked in.
All right, we're locked in too.
All right, now everybody officially locked in?
Yep.
All right, so question 1. We had in 1999, beverage company Jones Soda introduced an energy drink. What Stone Cold Steve Austin approved name did they give that drink?
So listening to Chris and Harvey it's been hard all game, because they've come around to right answers multiple times when they started in wrong places, but this one was the most painful. This one, Derek is making the motion of pulling something out of a small orifice. It was so frustrating, because really quickly into it, it's like, okay, Steve Austin, what's this going to be? He used to say he liked to open up a can of whoop ass on somebody. Oh, you can open up a can of whoop ass. This is going to be whoop ass. And it was really great feeling to get that quickly. And then to listen to y'all, oh, it sucked so bad. But we locked in with whoop ass.
All right. Very good.
We also locked in with whoop ass. Thank God that I remember the Austin 316 part, and that Harvey talked about the biblical part of it. So.
It was teamwork. The biblical part led you to it.
Exactly.
He said, I think Stone Cold Steve Austin is known for biblical quotes. Yeah.
And that led
That's what he's known for.
Totally makes sense. I understand where you guys are going. All right, question 2.
I am so going to hell.
It's okay. It'll be a great party. All right, question 2. Mr. Jones of Manor Farm, fictional character in the movie in the novel Animal Farm. He was an allegory of what world leader who was executed in July of 1918 at age 50?
Okay, so Harvey, you locked this in pretty quickly, and I really had no idea. So.
It made sense to me. It was just a year after the revolution. I don't know for a fact that he was executed, but I thought it would have been the deposed Tsar, Nicholas II.
All right.
Oh, no.
This is the part where Jonathan hates himself a little bit.
I mean, we got the right country.
Question.
Oh, my God. The farmers. So
You know
Mr.
what?
Jones is the farmer Which means he's the one neglecting them as they're organizing.
And the pigs would have been Stalin and Lenin allegories to them or something along those lines.
Freaking pig was Lenin.
Y'all. So we answered Lenin, and we all hate ourselves. Let's move on.
All right. All right. Question 3. The John Mulaney skit, Salt and Pepper Diner. He and his friend 11 pumped $7 in the jukebox and played what 1965 number 3 hit by Tom Jones 21 times in a row.
Oh, this skit is just so funny to hear him talk about it. And but Harvey and I were both locked in with What's New, Pussycat.
All right.
I just recently watched this video like last week, and it's What's New, Pussycat.
I've seen the movie, actually.
Oh, very nice. Okay. I have no idea what the movie's about. Not a clue.
Apparently it's about adopting kittens.
Exactly. Okay. Now we're going to run through this real quick. We will start with question 1. The name of that Jones soda energy drink introduced in 1999. It indeed gave everyone a chance to truly open up a can of whoop ass. Yes,
honestly, that's great marketing, especially that period of time. That's a great marketing gimmick.
Fantastic. I think it went away. I couldn't find its history was kind of murky. It went away like in the early to mid 2000s. They revived it in like 2014 for a short period, and then it went away again. So it was kind of murky. I couldn't give more information than that, but it is indeed a can of whoop ass. How much better can that get? We'll move to number 3, the John Mulaney skit. He and his friend did indeed play What's New, Pussycat? Whoa! Whoa! They did interject, 1, it's not unusual. But then as soon as What's New, Pussycat started up again, all hell broke loose.
What's New, Pussycat is directly related to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air for me. That's what comes up for me when I think What's New, Pussycat.
And most of you, it sounds like, have heard the skit. To all the listeners out there, if you have not heard the skit, listen to it. It's amazing. It's probably one of my favorite comedy skits of all time. So, all right.
Mulaney, the horse in the hospital still takes the cake.
Oh, that one is good. That one is good. Question 2. Mr. Jones in the novel Animal Farm was an allegory of what world leader executed in July 1918 at the age of 50? Yes, this was right after the Bolshevik Revolution. He was executed along with his family.
Yeah.
Maybe Anastasia died. Maybe she didn't. We don't know. That would indeed be Tsar Nicholas II. Good job.
This is what, in our discussion, the place where I was pushing back so hard against Lenin was I felt like the year couldn't be right. The year couldn't be right. There's no way that he died the year after the revolution.
It was too soon. Like,
yeah, but that's why it wasn't right. That was correct logic, but we never made the jump to the logical choice, and that is heartbreaking.
I so kept thinking as soon as you got to Lenin and you figured out Mussolini that you were going to like back up and go, oh wait, before Lenin. Oh,
no.
I thought you were going to officially pull a Jonathan there. And
so dumb sometimes. I feel so dumb. All right. Well, this was a thorough butt kicking from pillar to post. So Derick, Kelly, and Jonathan wagered 10 big points. We're going to finish with 102. H-Bomb and Chris, tell us what you wagered. I'm going to bet it was 55.
57 to cover.
57. Ooh. All right. With a wager of 57, you finished with what? 228-ish? 227?
225.
More than 102.
My math is terrible. 225 to 102. Your winners is Team Chris H. Bomb.
Very nice. Congratulations, guys.
I mean, it was a strong. You guys as a team, this is the second time that you've played together, and you're really good together.
Yes.
I thought that, we really clicked even better this time.
It was all beer and vegetables that messed you up.
And honestly, those are Chris's weaknesses.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is a fact.
That's very true.
That is
True.
a sad
That's my kryptonite.
It sure
that is a
is.
sad tale of many a life messed up by beer and vegetables.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Before we go, we like to let people do shout outs and promote causes they care about. Harvey, we're going to start with you.
Well, those of you who remember my appearance last year might recall that I have Parkinson's, so I would encourage people to donate to the Michael J. Fox Foundation, which does excellent research or funds excellent research in the hopes of someday finding a cure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Fantastic charity organization and doing some great work. So fully support that. Justin, over to you.
All right. Well, first, I just want to start off by sucking up to you, Jonathan. I'm just kidding. No, I really appreciate the opportunity to do this. This has been a blast, almost like a dream that's happened. So start with that. Thank you so much. I guess I'll just say right now we're all kind of in a weird transitional period. I know here in Florida we're more open than some other states, but we're all trying to get back to work and we're all trying to do our thing. And if you're out playing trivia, I don't know exactly how the rest of the world's going, but here we have a massive shortage of workers. So we get a lot of complaints about slow food or slow service and things like. Just remember, everybody's trying to do their best right now. So if you go out, hopefully go out and play trivia. If you're vaccinated and you're good and you're doing all that stuff, and when you do, just know that everybody's doing their best right now to get back to normal, and be patient and be kind. And you should always do that, but it's especially important right now. So that's my 2 cents, given that we kind of work in that whole restaurant world. And it's a really tough one. It has been for a year, and it's like a whole new set of circumstances now where nobody has any workers. So that being said, just be nice, be kind, be patient, and let's all get back to normal, please, soon.
And visit Fernandina Beach and go play Trivia 30.
Exactly. Yes. I should do a self-promotion, a self-plug. I didn't, but yeah, absolutely. If you're ever in the neck of this woods, our neck of the woods, come see us. It's beautiful. It's great. There's plenty of hotels, plenty of places to vacation here. Fantastic place. And come play trivia while you're here. Absolutely. Thanks, Jonathan.
Sure thing. All right, Kelly, over to you.
So most of my friends know that, my big thing is mental health. Make sure you're taking care of yourself and taking care of your loved ones. And for those of you who don't struggle with anxiety, depression, etc., it's often hardest to be the one to reach out when you're in that dark spot. So make sure that if you're in a good spot, that you're checking on your friends. And a big thank you to our D&D group for being that source of love and comfort and safety for me. So Stuart, Jonathan, Dustin, Kevin, Scotty B, Jenny, and Nick Groves when he shows up as our most hated NPC. So thank you guys. I really appreciate you and love you very much. And thanks for all the care that we have given one another over the last year.
I'm a little jealous of that D&D group. I am very, very jealous of that D&D group. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Pretty great time. And Derick, we're going to wrap up with you.
Be sure you go out and follow the podcast at Rebooking Roles on Twitter. We are a podcast that takes our favorite movies, video games, TV shows, and recast them using nothing but professional wrestlers. And something a little personal to me, if you have not done it lately, reach out to your mothers, give them a call, tell them you love them. If you can see them, give them a hug, because one day you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Well said, my friend. Well said.
And your fathers.
Sure. Yes, your fathers.
Absolutely, too.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that is going to wrap us up. So for Derick, for Kelly, for H-Bomb, for Justin and Chris, my name is Jonathan. This has been episode number 326 of Trivial Warfare, where it's not just trivia, it's war. Bye, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Trivial Warfare. Be sure to check out the revamped TrivialWarfare.com as your one-stop shop to submit questions, join the community, and get access to over 150 archived episodes. Warm It Up was written and performed by Matthew Stevens. This episode was edited and produced by me, Joel Sharpton. For help with your podcast, visit ProPodcastingServices.com.
Awesome.
Just like the J, it's a soft.
It's a soft J. Like Yustin.
It's a soft time limit. Yes.
Yustin.
Yustin. That's just, it doesn't work as well as Jonathan. But
it makes you wonder about Yakov Smirnoff, though. So if he had the hard If he had the hard J, is it Jakov Smirnov?
What the country?
It's a Y. It's a Y, but still awesome.
War, huh? What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing. Say it again, Chris.
Builds economies.
You sounded like Wayne Campbell saying that. Like war.
I know. I
What is it
totally
good
goofed
for?
it up.